After roughly 7 years, TellarKnight's finally got some new support. I can't wait to show you guys this deck. Yo, what's going on, it's your boy JP. We are here for a TellarKnight deck profile with real new support for December 2022. Now, before we get into the rambles and explanations, let's get into the deck profile. Starting off with 3 TellarKnight Unikalai, 3 Otaya, 3 Otia or OT, 3 Deneb, 3 Vega, and 2 Lyra. That's it for the monsters. For the spells, we have 1 Rhoda, 3 Prosperity, 2 Skybridge, 3 TellarKnight Constellar. That's it for the spells. And for the traps, we have 3 Impermanence, 2 Oasis for Dragon Souls, 3 Call of the Haunted, 3 Solemn Strike, and a 3 Stellar Nova Alpha for the traps. And that wraps up the main deck. And moving to the extra deck, we have 1 Zeus. For the XCs, we have 1 Zeus, 1 Infinity, 2 Stellar Knight Constellar Diamond, 1 Utopia Lightning, 1 Nova, 2 Badamias, 1 Deltaurus, 1 Utopia, 1 TellarKnight Constellar Cassidy's, I still don't know how to pronounce his name, 2 Trevor, 1 Abyss Dweller, and 1 TellarKnight Ptolemaeus. For the side deck, that's wrapping up the extra, by the way. For now, the side deck, the Judgment, the Waves, Field Spell, some other spell cards, and then we have a couple other monsters for the side. So my build is very different from other people's. It's still in very high experimental phase, but it's so different to other people's decks. TellarKnights, we all know, are made for defensive plays with all their trap cards. However, with mine, you'll see I actually removed a lot of the trap cards and put in a lot more special summoning. I'm noticing a lot of people are only putting like 1 of this guy in the deck, and they're not using the special summoning mechanics of his deck too much as of right now. I disagree. I say let's use them and spam the heck out of the board, and I think that's the way to go. But I should probably give some context and read these new cards. Starting off with OT. It's always considered as a TellarKnight and a Constellar card. This card is summoned. You can target cards on the field up to the number of light and dark XCs monsters you control, any cards by the way, and destroy them. If a TellarKnight or Constellar monsters other than that, TellarKnight OT is special summoned to your field. You can special summon this card from your XCs, and then you can't perform attacks except with XCs monsters for that turn. So you can special summon, and you can pop cards, which is incredible. Now for Lyra, she's also considered a Constellar, and if any TellarKnight or Constellar monster is normal summoned, you can special this card from your hand, and if you do, you can add 1 TellarKnight spell card from your deck to hand. So you can immediately search any one of these, which is incredible because its effect reads: when it's activated, special 1 TellarKnight or Constellar monster from your hand or grave. But you can target 1, and also as a separate effect, you can target 1 TellarKnight or Constellar XCs monster. And then essentially, you rank it up or down, you special summon 1 TellarKnight or Constellar XCs monster of a different rank by using his material, and then you transfer the materials. So, in other words, if you get 10 materials on Ptolemaeus, you can keep the 10 materials and then have a 100 material diamond. Or if you have a diamond, you can rank it down to this guy, which effect reads: when it's XC someone, you can target 1 TellarKnight and or Constellar card in the grave, add them to your hand. You can banish 1 TellarKnight or Constellar monster from your hand or deck, and then detach 1 material from this card. This effect becomes a banish monster's effect, activated effect, when that monster is normal summoned. You can only use each effect once per turn. So you recycle, which is amazing, and then you can gain an effect. Now, if I understand this card correctly, if you use this effect to copy Otaya's effect, then you can perform another special summon, Resurrection from the grave. As you can see, this deck has very much potential with special summoning compared to its old counterpart. However, I will say right now, there's some things with this deck I'm considering changing. I'm considering putting this to 3. I'm considering maybe trying with a 3-2 ratio. I'm considering taking out the Lightning engine and the Infinity engine. I just have them in there now for fun and experimenting while we have the new support. However, definitely want to try out some alternative variations, especially with trying some Constellar extra cards such as Pleiades. That would be great. But for the TellarKnight deck, this deck as a whole, it plays similar. Well, it plays very different to the old deck, but you have the same sort of idea of what you want to do. You use the trap cards to negate your opponent. You use Call of the Haunted and Dragon Souls to resurrect your monsters such as Altair, Vega, this guy, to special summon monsters, go into your Xyz, but now you have more options for an Xyz. You have extra ways to get to different Xyz, and you have more ways to get monsters on board for the Xyz. Roughly, you just want to stop your opponent from playing and spam out monsters from your hand, or field or grave, whatever, because now you can do more. And then you just want to go into Trigger and send a card from their hand to grave. Simple. This deck's pretty fun. There's a lot of mechanics, especially because with the Xyz, some of them when they die they resurrect, and then you can resurrect Altair or even another Xyz because it just has to be a TellarKnight card. And then if you resurrect a TellarKnight card, you can use it with this, as far as I'm aware, to rank up, which is pretty crazy. Because I believe it is this guy here, when it's sent from the field to grave, switch someone TellarKnight from your hand or deck. No. It's sent to the graveyard, yeah. One TellarKnight monster in the graveyard, special summon. I did think it was this guy. So if you can bring out another Xyz, battle Myers, then you can rank it up or down, which is pretty cool. And then you got the pendulums in the side deck if you want to do that route and more stuff. Anyway, that's it for the deck profile. I'm gonna get on out of here, and I'm just happy this deck finally got some new support. This guy here's my favorite artwork out of it all. Looks great. Looks similar to Altair too. I went out of here, and see you later. This deck's good, and I want to be that guy. I'm very curious to if they give TellarKnight some single cards, because it's considered a Constellar. So I'm very curious what they do if they do TellarKnight only cards. That'd be very cool. Still want TellarKnight Novas. That'd be awesome. Anyway, I want to